Hey guys, so did y'all know that 9.4% of children between the ages of 2 and 17 are diagnosed with ADHD, according to Healthline on crossrivertherapy.com? That's 6.1 million children. And even though I'm not a child anymore, that was me when I was about 5.5 or 6 years old. In these pictures, I got diagnosed with ADHD. So I'm here to talk to you guys about the ADHD itself, some history behind ADHD, and the effects my family and I have had with ADHD, as well as some medications and therapies I've tried. So this was also about the age that I got diagnosed. If you don't know, ADHD is an acronym for Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder. So it is a disorder. ADHD was first mentioned in 1902 by a British pediatrician of the name Sir George Frederick Still, who described it as, quote, an abnormal defect in moral control in children. Which I don't know about y'all, but that seems a little harsh to me. That's very harsh. Also, according to the CDC, there is no single test for ADHD because it is so similar to sleeping disorders or anxiety or depression. But if you feel like you do show symptoms, you can go to a mental health specialist or your primary care provider, and they can do a little test on you and see if you have it. Actually, according to Healthline.com, there are 3 different types of ADHD. It's combination, hyperactive, impulsive, and attentive. Also, another fun fact to transition us into the next topic, 9 out of 10 kids in the United States who have ADHD receive accommodations or support. 45% of those children have a learning disability of some kind that has to relate to reading, writing, or math. So growing up when I was a child, about this age, I got an IEP, which is just an accommodation letters where I can ask for extra time, I can take my work slower, I can be in a separate room if I need to, because I struggled with reading growing up. Also, when I was a child and I was in elementary school, my mother would have conferences with my teachers and would give them signals like ears or whatever to help with my ADHD so I could learn cues for my ADHD. As well as most ADHD kids struggle with transitions. So when I was a child and my parents had a routine and it went off schedule a little bit, they would tell me I would get to ask a few questions and then we would do the transition. So that way it was easier for me. As well as when it came to homework, I used to take Adderall for my ADHD. So when helping do my homework, I had to have meals or a snack to help with my ADHD medication so that way I could do my homework in an orderly time and not procrastinate. Another fun fact, 1 in 5 children in America are given cognitive therapies to manage their ADHD. Like I stated previous, when I was a child, I took Adderall, which is on there, to help with my ADHD. At about the age of 12, I quit taking Adderall because I didn't like how it affected my mental health mentally. And I've talked to a lot of other people who have taken Adderall and it's affected their mental health. So, might not recommend for some people, but after quitting Adderall, I took in my ADHD and I've learned over time how to control it and when's the right time to let my ADHD be free. Also, another therapy, if you cannot tell, I have plenty of Legos. I was supposed to bring some this morning, told myself this morning to bring some, and definitely left them at home. So, this is one of my more detailed ones. The group one probably took me about 2 or 3 hours maybe. And ADHD people, when it comes to Legos or stuff they find that is really cool, we tend to hone in on it. Especially me. If I like Legos, for example, I'm all about it. I'll focus in on it. And for like when my passions come through, I love beauty. So beauty is a huge thing for me. The one on the right, is a bouquet that I got my mother as a surprise for her. She did not know I was getting it. And the other one is a newer, more recent Lego build that my mother would like to hang on her door. But that is my presentation of ADHD. I hope you guys have learned some things about ADHD that you might not have known and may have learned stuff about me. If you do feel like you have related to this at all, I would highly suggest probably going and talking to your primary medical care provider and seeing if you possibly have it or if you relate to this at